Good morning, everyone. This is the third part of the video stream that I started a few days ago on refactoring readline async. In the first video, we covered what it is, why we were doing this. The second one was kind of staging the work, figuring out what needed to be done to actually take a consumer of this crate and actually move it into, like, take the requirements from the consumer of the crate and then use that as a guide to figure out how to make our API better. So um, the project that's consuming it is this tcp-api-server project, which is, where is this tcp-api? That one. This is the project that's consuming this readline async, and we're going to rename this to probably Rebel Terminal Async or something like that. That's part of the refactoring. So yesterday we outlined what needs to be done and also found a bug. I've actually since fixed that bug. And actually I went to the issues list, and this is the one that needed to be fixed. So essentially what was happening is that I was over flushing. So it's no, I think it was in this one. Where is it? Terminal async. I think it was, yeah. So essentially, when let me collapse these for readability. So what was happening is that there's these methods that essentially replace println, and they're called println and flush. And oh yeah, this needs to be fixed. So this is the problem at the end flush. So it's just async println, or man, naming is hard. It's like, I guess if I lean into the everything is just, I'll just call it println. This one is println prefix. So basically, there's no flush. What happens is that when so in readline, in the let's see, where is it? Actually, it's here. This is the flush. So in the implementation for flush, I think I found this yesterday. Yeah. So essentially, when there's a carriage return line feed, when you print something, like with using this shared writer, then when the shared writer sees a \n, it'll flush its buffer and print it to the screen. So it's redundant to say like flush. That's not, this is, this actually is, not only is it not needed, but messes things up. So this is what was happening. This was causing this bug here. So essentially when the program was being run yesterday, oops, oh, there's no server up and running. Let's run the server and then run the client. So what was happening is that, let me do this again. This prompt was not being displayed. So so see right there, that prompt, that was not being displayed because at the end of this I would do an extra flush, and that was messing up this thing. Flushes actually are necessary for these dots. I don't know if you saw that animation thing when it says connecting to server or something. Let me see, I can slow that down later. Yeah, right there, trying to connect to server. It happens very quickly. It's right here. And it gets replaced with connector to server. So for that particular, the progress bar, a flush is needed. But that's why the flush function is still there. It's just only used by progress bar. So that's actually this issue that is resolved. So I marked it as closed. Another one I realized is that I was using something called indicative, and I wanted to get away from using that. So I realized that that's probably something that needs to be dropped because that's not a thing anymore. So what I'm going to do is just drop indicative, and let's see what happens. Oh, why? That's odd. Hmm, very strange. What did I do? Didn't realize I changed that much. Let's see. That's just the cargo lock. Okay. Just changing it from print to print line. I wonder if that messed everything up. Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. So one thing I just realized is that so normally let's see. Normally I have the code actually here compiling. So I just say cargo watch build. So that's a tcp-api-server. Then I have another one for the Rusty line async. So essentially these are just build tasks. So this I'm using tmux. So basically this is build API and this is build Rusty line. Okay. So okay. I think let's see, is that working? Yeah, Rusty line async, that's building. So basically anytime source files change, it just recompiles the whole thing now. I don't have to keep worrying about it. So here it looks like we're having some problems with the TCP/API server. Since I have no, this is unexpected. So what I'm going to do is revert. And let's just make one change at a time. So one thing we did was, I think we removed, let's see, terminal, this one, we removed the, renamed it. Maybe that rename broke it because printline is probably not a good name. Let's see if that does anything. No, it's building so far. Let's see. Can I run it? Yes. Oh. Let's run the server. Okay, so that works. So that wasn't the problem. So I think let's just do stage that. I think it was when I dropped the indicative. Like, why is that even here? Okay, so now it. Okay, so. Okay, that's just strange. Now it's all working. Okay. So there you go. Sometimes you just have to. No idea. Sometimes you just have to clean git checkout dot and then just apply the changes again. That was weird. Yes. Okay, it's like very strange, but yeah. Okay, so we've done that. So I think we can mark this as done as well because actually let's look at what it is before we mark it as closed. Yeah. Indicative blah blah blah. It would be great to have some. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's essentially what is done. So the progress bar. Actually, you know what? I'm just leave this because progress bar async isn't even in this repo yet. It's actually in this TCP API server repo, which is a different repo. This is where I've been using Rusty line async because the Rusty line async has a really nice one example, really nice one, a single example, but need to add more actually to this, and but it wasn't real world enough to see what all the use cases are. Also, there's no progress bar in this crate yet. That progress bar is actually in here in terminal async. So one thing I wanted to cover before we get too far into this stream is task management. So even in doing a simple refactor, it's taking quite a bit of time, and there are like quite a few, like disparate tasks, it seems, a lot of tangents to go on in order to make things work. So like, for example, readline async itself is a tangent because I needed a command line interface for the tcp-api-server, couldn't find one, so I had to build it, and that's how that yak shaving exercise. Fortunately, I found readline async crate, which I'm heavily modifying, and then I'm gonna essentially make a new one out of it. But we'll do that probably in the next stream. It's on the to-do list. So speaking of to-do lists, here's one of the ways in which I keep track. So there's obviously GitHub issues. This is one way. But these are kind of like big things. These to-dos are much more, I guess, much more maybe smaller chunks that I didn't even think were worth the effort to create issues from. Because, you know, creating an issue takes time. It takes you out of the flow. From here, I know you can use, you know, these kinds of extensions and stuff to do that, which is probably not a bad idea. But by and large, I end up just using it to do for immediate things or for things that are really vague and I can't really make a good issue out of. So that's one way. Issues are good too. Issues are also good for external collaboration. This one is very difficult to, you know, market closed, I guess. Which you could. I have a nice extension that I use for to do. Oh, was that it? No. What is it? It's here somewhere. It's not to do plus or to do highlight, which I talked about in the previous video in the same series. Where the heck is it? Fish. Wow, that's a lot of extensions. Maybe. Huh. That's weird. Thought I had an extension for this. What? That's weird. Actually, I don't need this anymore. I don't use jest files. MDX, don't use that anymore. Weird. Remote SSH. Okay, I can't find it. Or maybe it's one of these actually. Maybe. Nope. Maybe this one. Interesting. Well, I can't find it, but which doesn't make any sense because it should be here. Let's see. Oh, I'll probably do a stream at some point for VS Code customization and JetBrains IDE customizations. I used to work on the Android Studio team at Google, so IDEs are very near and dear to my heart. And I love theming stuff, as you can tell. So I'll probably do some streams on that. Oh, by the way, if you guys like these videos, please thumbs up and subscribe. I keep forgetting to say that because yeah, that way you can tell when the next video in the stream drops, or next video in the channel, the next stream in the channel drops. This is all very new, so I don't even know the right words yet. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I'll find it later, and I will make a note of how I'm getting this. Actually, one way, you know, maybe this is built in. I'm not really sure. The to do, this like how it formats this. One thing is I could just disable it and then see what happens. That's one way. Let's see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? Nope, it's still formatting it, so that wasn't it. Let's disable the other one then. Let's see. And let's reload. Oh, well, what do you know? It was the second one. Oh, okay. That's so it wasn't. It was this one, to do plus. Wow. Awesome extension. There you go. Mystery solved. So yeah, To Do Plus is a great extension. I wish I could contribute to it. Yeah, I should. Let's see, where is it? I think this one, To Do Plus. Yeah, this is a good one. And I've configured it quite extensively. I should really sponsor it as well. That's one of the things that happens with a lot of open source projects, is that the community ends up using things but not necessarily supporting the maintainer. But we can talk about that in a different stream. Okay, so here, this is the .to-do file, and it's nicely formatted thanks to that plugin. Another thing that I keep saying plugin because in JetBrains land it's plugin and VS Code is extension. So, and I actually have written extensions to, I have a copywriter extension that I forked it and I modified it, but I haven't published it back because I got lazy. It's in here somewhere. Installed copy. Yeah, that's the one. See, Nosmo Litters, but it's not the one you get from the marketplace. Okay, so the to-do file here, which you can actually mark things as done. So there's keyboard shortcuts for this, but you can basically say, "Oh, I'm done with that," and then it'll just mark it as done, which is cool. And then you can the style is like if you go to this other repo. So the style is like you say header, put a colon, and then that formats it. And then look at that. It's that was you can hit Control Enter, say foo, Control Enter bar, and then if you want to mark it as complete, I think it's Control Shift Enter, something along those lines. So to-dos are a nice way to keep track. Issues are a nice way to keep track. Another way is, because there's many ways, because there's many different reasons or contexts or use cases, scenarios to do this. It's these little, I'll show you, annotations that I do. And that's also because of that same To Do Plus extension. So you just make a comment and then you just make your own tag. And then when you make your own tag, it shows up in this list. So I decided that 00 is actually work that's related to, and this is arbitrary, you can make whatever you want. I just randomly called it 0001 because it'll sort it that way. That 00 will be sorted above 01. So a 00 is all the stuff related to actually working on the tcp-api-server crate. And 01 is actually stuff not really related to the tcp-api-server, but stuff related to the refactor of Rusty Line Async. It's taking all the stuff that needs to be done to move this module, the terminal async module, into the Rusty Line Async crate itself. So we'll do that in just now. So that I just wanted to show that. So these are all different ways: the to-do, the issues, and these comment markers or annotations or tags or whatever you want to call them. And you can configure them here. It's actually pretty nice. So you can do you can make your own tags. You can assign colors to them, and the extension is really nice. It'll basically pre-print them for you. And there's another extension which will, so this, by the way, pretty prints it inside of this panel. So this color is for here. If you want to see the comment colorized like I have here, that's a separate extension. It should really be one extension, right? So, but that's a separate extension called To Do Highlight. And so I have to configure it twice. I have to basically say, for To Do Plus, I have to say, okay, 00 means something, show it in this panel, and I have a keyboard shortcut that pops it open. So when I say Alt-T, it goes directly to this panel, which is nice. That way I can just like very quickly jump around. I don't have to use, I don't like using my mouse. Also, when you're hearing these mouse clicks, it's not my mouse. It's my Ultimate Hacking Keyboard module. I think it's this one. This thing is amazing. It is life-changing. Where is it? This one. You're hearing this thing, the trackball module. That's the click, 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 click. So I can actually, whoa, why is this stuck? There we go. That thing. Big into sound, so it sounds really good. There we go. I mean, big into keyboard and mouse sounds, not like music necessarily, but anyway. And the keyboard sounds really good too. I have like, I think MX, what do I have? I think I've got them from Novel Keys. Dang it. No, I can't remember. I think it's like MX Brown with like the square one. No, I have no idea. I'll post a link in the description later if anybody's interested. What these? I think these are this one. Okay. Coming back to the to-dos. So yeah, those three are strategies that I employ to keep track of things, because attention gets divided pretty easily. Things come up and it's very difficult to kind of like remember what was going on, and also categorize them in a way that makes sense. So for example, this is a little bit of a hack. Like I put 0, 1 in this repo and I use 0, 1 in that repo, and then that tells me, oh, they're related to the same, roughly the same task or project or action item, or not really sure what the word is, but it's almost like a span in Tokyo tracing. So these are part of the same span. And then so here, for example, there's all kinds of like little notes I've left for myself. And then you can make other ones, like if you wanted, if you're browsing through code and you're like, oh, I want to bookmark it because I want to come back and look at certain parts of it later, then you can just make like a bookmark tag, for example. This does something important, and so that way, see that it's down there. So just whatever works for you. These are all different tactics and strategies because I'm really into productivity. Okay, so coming back to, let's look at the 0, 1s to see what we need to do. So it looks like I have some changes. So here I'm just, I already put them in. So this is this repo is in a very fluid state, so I just keep this thing. By the way, if you're wondering what the GA, whatever the heck that is, it's I have a fish script. Oh wow, so that's actually git amend commit no edit. Wow, force push. So I have a bunch of these that I've made over the years, and at some point I want to productize this and make it part of a product, developer productivity tools for Rebel. Probably Rebel Commander, but I haven't gotten there yet. Many things to do. Many yaks to shave, so to speak, before getting to that stage. But yeah, that's what this is. It's just oh wow, that's another. I see. Git amend commit no edit. What does that do? Okay, so that basically does a git add dash a, git commit amend, and then git push dash f. Wow. So this is why one of the tools that we made recently is something called Gitty. And you can get that using cargo install rebel commander. It's in cargo. And what Gitty does is that it's just still an early access preview. It's very much a work in progress. We're basically just like making it so that it's just a little bit easier to work with Git commands. So I don't have to use these fancy scripts anymore. I can just, it's baked into a product. So that's what this is. So you can say like Gitty. I do this all the time. Like when I have a lot of feature branches, some like Gitty branch. What do you want? You want to make a new branch? Do you want to delete? So if I want to delete, I won't delete my main branch, but something like that. So yeah, that's Gitty. Okay, so oh, and we also have another one called Eddy. Eddy is like a really nice Markdown editor, which I'm working on. This is part of the Rebel Open Core repo, so it's pretty cool. It almost looks like VS Code, but it's not. This is actually running in the terminal, and you can use this over SSH. So yeah, Eddy, this thing is awesome. It's got a lot of bugs because again, it's early access preview. But yeah, it's 4 years of work actually just to get to this. Okay, so coming back to let's refactor the terminal async module. So I have, let's see if I have any changes here. I don't think I do. Nope. Okay, that's great. Let's see if I have any changes here. Is this clean? Yes, it's clean. Okay. So let's just do this. What we probably want to do is take terminal underscore async module. Because in the stream yesterday we talked about like how to name things and organize things. What ended up happening is that while I was working on the TCP-API server, I ended up doing a bunch of work to use Rusty line async, and that work I just on purpose I put it in this module called terminal async, thinking that okay, that's probably needs to be in this other crate, but I developed it here. So I mean, one simple thing we can do is just literally just drag it from here to here and then see what breaks. And I think what's probably going to break is this tracing underscore setup. So we can do that as two separate steps. One is just like move the code over, get the compiler happy, and then later on we can do a refinement of the API because you know it's in the, I think I put it in the to do earlier today. Yes, so this is move terminal async from tcp-api-server to this crate, and so this one also has a to do, by the way, and this one's to dos are, I think we are in this one, believe it or not. So that was like just to satisfy this particular or complete this particular task or set of tasks, tree of tasks. I had to go and build this thing, and then that's where we're at right now. So once this finishes, I can resume and come back to what I originally intended to do. So let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? I think what we can do is just grab this folder and move it over. So let's do that. Let me see. Okay, so let's move the terminal async module over from this directory to the other directory. So we are here, and let's do this. So let's see, we need to grab, let's say, where is it? Terminal async, so we can just say terminal async, and we're going to put it here. So let's just do this. I think that should do it. Yep. So there you go. Terminal async showed up here. I think it was supposed to be under the source directory, so we can just move that in there. Done. Okay, so now let's see what has failed here. So I guess there's going to be some conflicts because, well, no, there's no conflicts. Oh, well, I guess it's not actually. It's not been. It's not even being loaded yet. So basically, these files are not being compiled. See, they're not syntax highlighted because they haven't been pulled in here yet. Tracing setup, and then we do pub use tracing setup. These are just module re-exports, for lack of a better approach. Essentially, just makes imports a little bit less verbose doing it this way. Let's see, why is it complaining? Oh, what? Sorry, it's not tracing setup. It's terminal async. Okay, there we go. That works. And why is this complaining? Ugh, I need to get rid of these. That's a separate thing. These are injected by this plugin or extension that I have. Let's see. I wonder if there's like some. Is it working now? Let's see. Terminal async. Oh, this is probably. Let's do this cargo build. Rusty line async. Oh, that's because this is no longer, I mean, this is basically crate. Because essentially what it's saying is that, you know, this, yeah, just from the crate, because we moved it from here to there. That's pretty, let's see, we have one more, probably the same thing. Rusty line async, probably crate. Shared writer, maybe. Yeah, that fixed. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. Let's see if it builds now. Yes, it does. All right, so that is step one complete. So let's see. We got mod progress. Yep, these are all brought in. So now what we should be able to do. So if you look at the cargo toml in tcp-api-server create, pretty sure I have a dependency right there. Rusty line async. See, it's pulling it from the Git repo. Because I haven't published this into crates.io yet on purpose, because my goal is to rename this and so on. And this will end up being in a different repo altogether. And it'll be from crates.io. So this is really cool. If you're not familiar with the syntax, cargo toml import from Git. This is various many different ways to specify these imports. So normally, actually, let's see. I do some. Normally, you see it done in this way, where you just have the name of the crate and then just the version. If you wanted to do feature flags, you can do it this way with the curly braces. But what I've done here is a little bit more strange. It's just stars, because I didn't even want to bother specifying specific version numbers. So that's why I just put star, like just to get the latest. Because this is just like a little demo. So I didn't really, when I make this more production ready, then I will replace all the stars with actual version numbers. But this is just a very quick way, very lazy way to get going. This one has numbers in it. So as you can see, it's all over the place. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put numbers in there. So this is how I usually do it. Just put like a number, and then the autocomplete will tell me which one to put. So I don't know why it doesn't just do it for me. That I don't know. So why doesn't it just do 0.2.7.0? Not sure. And the autocompletion for this doesn't do anything either. So it's kind of, and Copilot doesn't help either. So not really sure why. So, but you can just type in some random number and it'll just be like, oh, this is an extension that does this. I think it's called Better Toml or something. Yeah, even Better Toml. So that's the extension that's doing this. So we can just go through here. Oh, 0.35. Let's see, random. What is this? 0.85. Okay, and then 30. What version are you? Oh, what? 1.0.197. Very cool. 30 JSON. What do we have? Oh, actually, one is valid. That's why it worked. So you have to put something invalid, and then it'll show up as, oops, what was it? 200. So I just put it a number that's larger than what's valid, and then it'll complain with the right number. So let's see, bin code maybe 10. What do we? Oh, 1.33. So let's see, KB. Oh, 0.20. I'm going to do a separate stream on errors because it's that important of a topic, and it's actually quite, there's a lot going on with errors. It's not trivial. So Miette is pretty awesome. That's actually a really good library that I've been using for a while. We're going to do some cool Miette things in this crate as well. This is the TCP API. Ready to go. The TCP API server crate. Let's see, 0.1.40. Tracing offender. So this is I'm paying the price for my laziness from earlier, because if I had done this while I was adding the imports, I wouldn't have to do it all at once right now. That's okay. There we go, done. So, okay, we have tcp-api-server, and I think this one had the correct, yeah, I did okay. That's because I forked this, that's why they had the previous author had the correct version numbers and everything. I think we are good. Let's see if it works. Let's see. It should work because we just didn't really, essentially we didn't really change much. So let's see. So target. Yeah, it works. Excellent. Okay, and this one should also work, even though, let's see, cargo run. Oh, yikes. Cargo run. Yep, that works. Start task 1. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool, excellent. Okay, so now we have this here. We don't need this here anymore. So let's do a git add -a, just so if I have to rewind along the way, it's pretty easy. So we can just drop this, basically. This should be pretty straightforward. And stuff should break. And let's see, okay. So this is complaining because the opposite of the problem we encountered there, because it's no longer in the crate, now it's coming from readline async. So it's literally the opposite. Oh, what's the problem here? No tracing writer config in the root? Really? Tracing writer. Is that not a thing? Where is this? What is this? Let's see. Oh. Let's see. No. I think it's here. It might. Is it not pub or something? Let's see. Tracing config. That's public. Ah, there we go. That's the issue. It was not pub. So basically, it couldn't import it because it was never exported. Let's see if we run into other interesting things like this. Did this work now? No. Let's do a cargo clean. Cargo build. This is building in the background here, so that was, I don't think that was even necessary. I think, yeah, it's still going, so I don't think it worked. What is the issue? Let's see. Oh, all right, because terminal async is no longer here. That's correct, because we removed it. Okay, and let's see if that sorted out these. It looks like that's it. No, no. Wait, that's weird. Oh, still doesn't like that. Okay, let's go do a little deep dive of what's going on here. So there's tracing writer config. It's pub. The writer is pub. So pub tracing writer config. Okay, that's a little strange. Unresolved import. Oh, there's more of these. Oh, right, because this is not in the crate anymore. This is, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just remove this and let VS Code or Rust Analyzer bring it in from scratch. It'll automatically bring in the correct ones. So let's see. Okay, this is weird. Tracing writer config. What's the issue here? Oh, you know what? It would help to push this into GitHub so that it could pull it from here. So that was probably the issue, but that's okay. Let's cargo clean, cargo build. Yeah, because I hadn't, in cargo toml, it's pulling the code from the Git repo, not from the path on my hard drive. So that's what the issue was. I could actually change it so that it would load it from my hard drive, but this should work for now. Okay, so what is the problem here? Terminal async. Uh-oh. Terminal async. Is that not exported? Yes, it is. Terminal async. Okay, let's go look at the librs. What is going on here? There's terminal async right there. Progress bar, terminal. There's terminal. This is terminal async is pub. Yep, it's all pub. Okay. Let's see what's going on. That is very strange. We can say line async. Let's see what's exported. Oh, that whole thing is not exported. Okay, that's weird. Let's see. So terminal async, progress bar async, what else? Oh, and tracing writer config. These are all not in scope. Interesting. So if I say here, use, let's say, rusty line async. What's going on? Use rusty line. What? What is going on? Rusty line async. Yeah, I only want to look at Rust files. What? Rusty line underscore async. Oh, it's underscore async? No way. Oh, what? This is a little bit strange sometimes where there's these issues with underscores. What the heck? Rusty line async. Just kidding this. Huh. Even though the crate is called rusty line dash async, the imports are rusty line underscore async. Interesting. Because if we look at, let's see, history, it's putting in rusty line. Yeah, that worked. Okay, that's weird. So readline events, it's rusty line underscore async. Okay, so maybe it's rusty underscore async. So it likes that. That's okay. But okay, so that's a problem. This is not being exposed. Let's see what's going on here. So if we go to librs, we have pubmod terminal async, which has pubmod progress bar terminal and tracing setup. So if we go to terminal, then we have pubstruct terminal async. And then let's go look at the writer. Tracing writers and tracing setup, I'm assuming. So we have pubmod tracing writer config. That is so strange. And that's weird. Interesting. Tracing config. Wonder why. Init. Huh. Okay. Let's see. I have no idea why this is not exporting. Let's go to cargo toml. So here we're saying rusty line async, pull it in from there. And I actually just pushed it. Does this build? Yes, it does. So So cargo clean, cargo build. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to pull it in from the hard drive like I was suggesting earlier. So here we can, let's see, path. This is what I'm going to do. Instead of pulling it in from Git, I'll just pull it in directly from my hard drive. So I think we can do path equals and a relative path to get to the folder. So I don't think this is working. Okay, so let's do this. My suspicion is that it has something to do with this. I'm not really sure why this is. I mean, that's not, I don't think that's the problem. Yeah, so it's rusty. So the crate is rusty line dash async, but the imports are rusty line underscore async. Okay, that's just bizarre. Why? So I can import that. So let's see. So why can't I just import that? Okay, no clue. Okay, let's see what the readline situation is in this librs. Yeah, just terminal async, then just readline. That makes no sense. So these are, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's, and here I thought this was going to take 2 minutes. Okay, let's just duplicate this, and I think the syntax is path equals, so we can just do, need to come up with a relative path. Nope, it won't help me there. So let's see. I think it's, we go up 1, 2, let's see what's going on here. It's home now smoke GitHub rusty line async, so actually why don't I just do this? This is just easier. Can just do this. Setclip is this alias that I made in, I have a lot of fish scripts. It just uses xclip. It's like a shorthand. So it's in the clipboard. So now we can just paste it here. Hopefully that will just work. Nope. There we go. Okay. Carbo build. Okay, that's funny. I think it is showing promise now. So maybe I should have done this. Now I can just auto tell VS Code to bring it in. Basically is what we thought, which is just like the rusty line underscore async. Bizarre. Not, wow. Did not see that. Okay, progress bar, probably the same thing. Yeah, that was very strange. I wonder why there's an underscore versus a dash, because the crate here is rusty line underscore. Anyway, okay, let's do this. Unresolved imports. What's the issue here? Oh, tracing setup, terminal async. What? Consider importing. Okay, yeah, can just do it, right? What's the issue? Oh, this is, I see. It's saying that it's no longer in this crate because we just moved it, obviously. So we can say use rusty line underscore async, and that is, I don't know what that was. There we go, and that should work. Okay, cool. So okay, so let's see if we can get it to build. Can we get it to run? All right, check it out. That's working. So here we can, let's see what we've done. Oops, let me see. Oh, hello. All right, let's see. We did quite a few things. Cargo lock. These are deleted. These are modified. That's fantastic. And here I think, oh, actually I already committed it and pushed it into Git. It's a Git repo, and then ended up unwinding it. So let me do this. Okay, so let's just commit this Git. Okay, and I keep running this other command just because I have other computers where I just want these repos to be in sync in other machines, because I jump back and forth between different machines to edit code. And it's just nice to have it in the same commit in all the machines. Okay, and I think with this we are at a place where, if I am not mistaken, let me see, let me close all these servers and everything and start again. So I can run the server. Okay, this is the server, by the way, that's using the Rusty line dash async. And here we have, yes, the server is talking to this. Excellent. And here I can just say exit. And the spinner was working and everything. So that is a success. Woohoo! All right, that was slightly painful at the end with the cargo toml, but you know, it happens. So we got the version numbers in here. I have some questions about like why this dash and underscore business. So let's rename it right now, because we have the two cargo tomls open. So we can just rename this to be instead of Rusty line async, let's call it rebel. And what is this thing called? Is it terminal async? Rebel. I can't tell if it should be terminal async or async terminal. Let's see how we've done progress bar. Is it progress bar async, terminal async? Okay, that's fine. Let's just stick with that then. Rebel terminal async. Version here 0.1. Unlicense, a minimal readline implementation with multi-line async support and progress bar. Okay. This is not going to be the crate because we don't have it published yet, but I'm just going to say rebel terminal async. Here we are going to say this is probably going to be, actually right now it's in, where is it? It is in, let me close all this, right here. And then we can do all of this. Okay, let's see if this builds. Go build. I have another alias, I think. Yeah, CB is cargo build. I got aliases for everything. Why is this red? That's weird. Okay. No matching package named Rusty line async found. Very good. That's correct, because we have now renamed it. So this is going to break a bunch of stuff, because yeah, that is going to break a bunch of stuff, because yeah, that's why. But that's good, actually. I'm glad, because I didn't like it was making me a little bit nervous that this underscore dash confusion. I think that's just strange. I've seen that before, but so I tend to use underscores. Terminal sync. And that's verbose, so what we can just do is just say like that. Same thing. Wait, why is this, what does this do? There we go. Because, you know, it's a lot of, that's sorted. What else we got? This one is going to be rebel terminal async. Tend to put all the imports above there. terminal async, and I tend to merge imports, so it's a slight readability benefit. Let's see if that sorted that out. This one is also going to be, let's see, rebel terminal async, and then here we can just say replace qualified path with use, and that should sort that out. And then we have one more, I think it looks like. Oh, right. So this is rebel terminal async. Unused import, we can get rid of it. Yeah, because we're basically readline has now become a hidden implementation detail, which will be the topic for the next stream, which is how do we basically do a separation of concerns between the public API and the implementation of the API. So let's see, and then we have more. I have other things I want to do with the progress bar. Like right now, the progress bar has some, I don't want to say issues, but it doesn't, if the terminal is not interactive, like if you're piping standard in and standard out, then it will still display the progress bar, and we don't want that. So that'll be, I might actually make an issue out of it while we're here. Say add support to progress bar async to detect is TTY and disable itself if false. So, and the other one was actually, let's go ahead and create another issue for this for tomorrow's stream, which is refactor the code so that the public API is separated from implementation details. Say the private, the internal details of the crate. There we go. So yeah, we're using issues, let's say, to keep track of all the progress that needs to be done. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see. Oh, this stuff. Sometimes when these imports happen from VS Code, it puts it in the wrong scope. So I tend to lift it all the way to the top. And then I can just look at all the changes to see what looks good. Looks good. Let's see, that looks good. Okay, and this one, let's see, yeah, because we don't have it on the Git anymore. Now it's just pulling it directly. And actually, this should be renamed to not Rusty Line Async. It should be renamed to something else. So this should be Rusty Line Async. Let's rename it to Rebel Terminal Async. And then let's exit this because this VS Code is now in the wrong folder. So we can do, it's no longer Rusty Line Async, it is now cd github rebel terminal async. There you go. So here we can say code dot, and that should open up. And then I have to change the zoom so it's readable. And yeah, I think this is the correct, yeah, there we go. Everything should just work, I think. Let's see. I think I over zoomed it a little bit. There we go. Cargo build, yep, it's all good. And here we can, it's no longer Rusty Line Async. This is going to be Rebel Terminal Async. Let's cargo build this. That works. And here, let us rename this to, don't know how to do this, but let's see. I think we can rename this to Rebel Terminal Async. Think so. Yeah, it should be good. Okay, cool. And let's see. Let's look at what we have here. I have another command for, let's see, what is this thing called? Delete history, because I don't really care about what came before it. And that should push it. So that basically wipes the history. And then another thing I want to do is, let's see. So I tend to use, let's see, I tend to use, yeah, I tend to use the Apache license. So let's do license. We want to put it in GitHub. What is this? Rebel terminal async. And then that should be here. Just force of habit, because oh, and then to source. So here we have let's see, copywriter. I think I had disabled it. Oh, it's enabled. Okay, so this is copywriter configuration actually. So we go to VS Code. No, so VS Code, and where is copywriter? Settings. Yeah, there it is. Settings. So we want to do is cp settings to GitHub terminal async VS Code, and I don't think this folder exists, so we can do VS Code. So what this will do is, oops, yeah. So we just, yeah. What it'll do is now, for the source files, it will put. Let me see. I'll show you. So VS Code. So if you look at settings, these are just spelling exceptions. So it'll put rebel, because that's where it's going to end up in just another stream or two. I'm going to move it from this top level repo to a different place. So let's see, that's in there. And we can remove this. It's done. And then that's the extension that I was telling you about earlier, where it just basically injects the copyright, just like a pointless, no, just basically it puts it in there. So you don't have to do it manually. History, library, line, and then I think that's pretty much it. There's the license. We have our README to do, and then oops, and this should be rest. It's no longer rusty line async. Oh, so I need to go to my laptop, where this is what I was saying, is that I have multiple machines which have the same GitHub to here, so we can just do MV. Rusty line async is now called rebel async. Yeah, that should do it. I also have I have other scripts that do that kind of synchronization. Okay, I think, let's see. Yeah, we're in the right host. Oh, I have this is my Starship prompt. I'll do another stream later where I talk about all the different customizations that I've done, and maybe if other people are interested, I can kind of go over that as well. Let's see cargo. Okay, I think we're good. And then let's see, that should still build because I don't think I've changed anything. So we're in the right folder. So I say target debug TCP. Oh, sorry, this is the This would be cargo run example readline. Oh, oh, oh. So now this is failing because, oops, oh, there's a bunch of stuff running there. Oh, let's clean up all the examples. I think this is just create now. No? Oh, okay. Oh, that's because it's an example. So examples are basically, they're like integration tests. Like they're outside of the scope of the crate. They're like a separate crate using it. So they're meant to mimic what third parties or other people using your crate, what their experience would be like in terms of imports. So it's a little bit of a strange area. That's why it's not crate, but yeah, let's see. What is this? It's because it's no longer. There we go. Which one is this? Oh, this is also an example. So this will be same thing because it won't be crate because according to the example, it's in a separate crate than the source directory. So anything in the source directory can use crate, but examples have to use like explicitly what someone else would have to use. So if you can put integration tests here. They behave in a similar way. They're not like unit tests. So that's kind of an interesting thing to note. That's pretty much it, I would say. Mod tracing setup. Yep, I think. Yep, I think we got it all. So let's do this. Cargo run examples readline. Woohoo! Awesome. So done. And then let's see, what is this? tcp-api-server. This should just work. Server. Oh, server's already running. Where is the server running? Oh. Let's run the client. Okay, so that's working. Excellent. Let us commit that as well. And I think I renamed it already to Rebel Terminal Async. Yep, that is done. This is awesome. Okay, perfect. On that note, I am going to end the stream for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have more streams tomorrow we'll do the separation of concerns between the public API and the implementation. I think I create an issue for it. And yeah, please, if you like this kind of video, subscribe to the channel. And if you like the style of video, please press thumbs up and let me know if you have any feedback, thoughts, or comments on the Discord server. Thanks, and see you next time.